What's up, family? It's me, your girl, the Biscottis, the Georgia Peach, the host with the most. I hope all is well with you all today. We're going to get in here with the power of 369.
Nikola Tesla, the greatest
Come on, don't start this now.
mind of all the time and also a man of mysteries, said that if you knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would have a key to the universe. So, what did he mean by this? Had he found some code of the universe? In this video, I will tell you why did Nikola Tesla say this. After watching the video, you will understand how our whole universe is controlled by numbers 3, 6, and 9, and how they are present everywhere in the universe. You will also know how the numbers 3, 6, 9 represent a higher dimensional world, while rest of the numbers belong to our three-dimensional world. I will also discuss how number 9 is the controller of all the other numbers and how it can control even space and time.
Welcome to another mythology video. Have you heard of vortex?
Nikola Tesla, the greatest mind of all the time and also a man of mysteries, said that if you knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would have a key to the universe. So, what did he mean by this? Had he found some code of the universe? In this video, I will tell you why did Nikola Tesla say this. After watching the video, you will understand how our whole universe is controlled by numbers 3, 6, and 9, and how they are present everywhere in the universe. You will also know how the numbers 3, 6, 9 represent a higher dimensional world, while rest of the numbers belong to our three-dimensional world. I will also discuss how number 9 is the controller of all the other numbers and how it can control even space and time. Here I will provide many mathematical and physical evidences and examples to prove how the number 9 is present everywhere and is the controller of all the other numbers and the universe. Our universe is so mathematical. Almost everything in nature is highly symmetrical and follows geometrical patterns. We can see these patterns in the form of golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence present in many things in the nature. Everything is made up of particles, and if we go deeper at even more microscopic level, we reach into the quantum world, which is pure mathematics. All the living things in this world are made up of cells. Multicellular organisms are formed by the division of a single cell. A single cell divides into two cells, then after division of both the cells, we get 4 cells. Then 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128 cells are produced. In this way, the doubling sequence continues, and finally, we have a full multicellular organism. Now let's try to understand this sequence.
Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button.
Mathematically. You can see here is a sequence of doubling of numbers starting from number 1, like 1, 2, 4, 8, and so on. Here the next number is double of the previous number. Now we will convert all of these numbers into a single digit number. For this, we will add the digits of the number until we get a single digit number. This final single digit is called the digital root of the number. So here you can see the digital roots of these numbers. Now observe the digital roots shown in orange color. Can you observe a pattern here? You will see a repeated sequence of numbers 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. Even if you repeat it up to infinity, the same pattern repeats. Now, instead of doubling the numbers, let's halve the numbers repeatedly. This time also we will start with number 1. Add all the digits of the number and get the digital root as shown here. You will be surprised to see that this time too we get the same numbers repeatedly that we got in case of doubling the numbers. So in both the cases of doubling and halving the numbers, we are getting the same numbers 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5. Did you notice one amazing thing here? In both the sequences, numbers 3, 6, and 9 are missing every time. In the diagram, these repeating numbers 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5 are shown in a white color. And the numbers that are missing in the sequence every time, that is 3, 6, and 9, are shown by yellow color. But what does the absence of numbers 3, 6, and 9 in the sequence mean?
If humanity only knew the power of the 3, 6s, and 9s, it would be a completely different universe. This is the power of the 3, 6s, and 9s. And it wasn't just Tesla. Pythagoras, Vitruvius, Aristotle, Plato all talked about the 3, 6s, 9s, and 8s. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I'm now writing up. It hasn't been released yet. You're the first audience in the world to hear about it. You are a digital. That's mathematical. A digital bioholographic precipitation. Because the kingdom of heaven in the religious world, in the theological realm, is the musical mathematical matrix that's right here, right now. It's precipitating, crystallizing, miraculously manifesting you right here, right now. It's running through you. You're in it. Without it, you'd be not even aware of anything. You'd not be here. We would not see you. Now, what's a matrix? Webster's defined matrix as something within or something from which something else originates. It's not just a Hollywood film. A rectangular array of numbers, algebraic symbols, or mathematical functions. Matrices play intimate roles in every aspect of life. The word is found several times in the Bible, in Exodus and in Numbers. Everything that openeth the matrix. You never heard these terms. Why did Da Vinci write backwards? The same reason that the global industrialists, back in the 1400s, when Da Vinci was starting to do his work, decided that they were going to change the new world language. To create a new world order, you've got to have a new world language. Let's call it English. And so I'm going to be sharing with you the real Da Vinci Code. The real Da Vinci Code deals with the musical mathematical matrix of the universe. You're looking at a Da Vinci drawing that you will not find in the complete works of Leonardo da Vinci. This is a picture that Leonardo da Vinci drew that's been suppressed because it speaks to the truth of what's taking place in the world, and you'll realize that it's not changed since the time of da Vinci, late 1400s. Reality is that da Vinci drew exactly what's taking place on the planet. You have a division between the religious world and the political world. You've got a manipulation of the population that is currently engaging the gross deception, this thing that we call physical reality. And in essence, you have the pagan bull, a symbol of Baal, the symbol for fertility god, which currently represents the symbol of the Roman Catholic Church. And that image is seen carrying the tree of life across the stormy oceans, controlled by the royalty of Europe, who stand in the crest of the eagle all over the planet. One of the beautiful things that we've discovered in decrypting the real Da Vinci Code is that there is a musical note, a tone frequency called A440 Hertz tuning. That is the standard tuning. When you turn your radio on, you listen to any music from rap to rock and roll to classical. You're listening to it played in A440 Hertz. Well, where that source is from is back in 1918, the Rockefeller family and the Rockefeller Foundation funding the arts paid for the American Federation of Musicians to institute A440 tuning. It was not very successful. The world's leading musicians screamed, say, how can you do that? We have Baroque music, we have all these wonderful music played in different tunings. Well, they didn't have a good time of it, so they gave it over to a publicist, a propaganda minister by the name of Joseph Goebbels, propaganda minister for the Third Reich. And so that propaganda administered by Goebbels eventually got the world to literally create the standard tuning of A440, which, if you understand bioenergy and you understand biophysics, it puts a resonant frequency block from here down. So if you're wondering why the world today has gone literally egoic into paganism, honoring the false gods of medicine, of science, the false gods of popping magic pills to cure every ill, you realize that all of this egocentrism that cuts the heart off has been primarily done by the changing of the frequencies by which we literally thrive. And so I'm going to be sharing with you the real Da Vinci Code. The real Da Vinci Code deals with the musical, mathematical matrix of the universe. The real Da Vinci Code deals with water and water science and hydrosonics, how it's all coming out of water. In essence, it explains why I'm going to give you the best definition of who you are.
Energy, where is comment and subscribe, hit that notification bell if you're feeling the girl. So I don't even use this deck. Fam, I'm here once again. I first want to highlight the decks are coming in little by little. This one is already sold out, so that's why I'm just doing these readings back to back. These messages are timeless, but this is the Saturn's deck. The Saturn's deck is ruled by Saturn, so the lessons are about structure, about discipline. It is to show you that not only the harsh reality of things, but more or less the what's the word? The process of getting back on structure. So this deck is on my website. It takes 2 weeks for it to be made. It is freshly made. These are magical. So what we're going to do is you're going to get Saturn's messages. Saturn is going in retrograde. So you want to look at your ascendant sign. What is your ascendant? And see how does that really like participate in the retrograde in Saturn. Now, you don't really want to disregard this information because Saturn is, like I said, is going to teach you. It's the father. It's the father. So it's like everything about lessons and longevity is very important at this time. All right, so let's get straight into the collective messages and what is Saturn bringing with this retrograde, and what is Saturn going to just be speaking to the collective about. So I'm going to pick 3 cards out because these are very detailed, and then we could go from there. Okay, so what is, first off, the challenge that Saturn is bringing in? Okay, so your first card that comes out is the Prophet. All right, the gift of discernment. I'm facing the drama of life with no fear. So with this card, the Prophet is really understanding your gifts of discernment, obviously what it says. And when this card comes out as the challenge, is letting you know that everything starts with you, everything ends with you, and remembering that you are your own prophecy in this lifetime. So for this to be the challenge is really realizing your divine sovereignty, your divine worth, and why you're here. So your challenge within the next few months, okay, so this is the next few months, Saturn's messages is really tapping into who you are divinely are at this time. Okay. What is Saturn bringing in for the collective at this time? The Alpha. Okay, first of all, you got 2 rings here. All right. So, obviously Saturn has one of the most profound rings. If you look into what is the Saturn rings, right? I don't know if anybody ever looked into it, but the way that the rings are made is very interesting. So making these cards, it's kind of like major arcanas in tarot. You see the rings come up; those are major arcanas. So these are major key points into your life for the year, all right, within the next few months. What's coming to you is being the alpha, okay, being the guidance, the gift of guidance here. I'm the leader that I would follow, okay? So what's coming towards you is really a lot of authority. It's taking up the responsibilities of knowing the gift of discernment that you do have, that you're coming into, and really moving forward with the message, what you're here for. All right, let's get you the ending results. Oh, wow. Okay, so I love this card, Epiphany. All right, it says gift of insight, worried, noisy, releasing the rebel, listening to your inner voice. So the overall lesson of what the Saturn return will be giving, and not Saturn return. So you guys could be going through your Saturn return, excuse me. So this is for those who are going through their Saturn return at this time, but this is actually for Saturn retrograde. Gift of insight is letting me know that you guys are leaving the lessons with some type of insight. The Epiphany card is all about your perception. It's realizing here, like, once you get out the box, it's like you have to still observe. It's like getting out the cave and then seeing the world for the first time again. And the only reason why I said again is because subconsciously you were put in the cave. You know what I mean? How did you get in the cave? You were put in there. All right, some type of way. So the fact that you guys are moving, what's the overall energy? We have here octopus. Okay. I live in fear, disassociated from my life. So Saturn is saying right now you guys are like at a point where you might be having a whole bunch of going on. There could be like a lot of different things that you got yourself into. And your spirit guides are saying, when you know the purpose, when you know your purpose, right, it's easier for you to have a better vision. You know the vision because you know your purpose. But if you don't know your purpose, then it's easy for you to get distracted because you're still finding it. You're still trying to find what's the purpose. But within all, you are the purpose, right? But it's just finding that in whatever way. If that is through your children, if that's through your career, if that is through your success, everybody's different in some type of way. Okay, so, facing drama is also realizing how much you've put yourself through that you didn't have to, right? So that is the challenge for you. Why is this the challenge here for my lovely collective? The death card. So you're going through a change through that right now. So whatever has been attractive, you're healing that in some type of way. So you guys are going through the process. Some of you guys might be late bloomers, so this might take a little bit more months. That's why I said this is going to be for the rest of the year when it comes down to the Saturn, because it's going to be for a while. So some of you guys are going through this change, this death is letting you know that you're going through that transformation right now. You're being reborn again. If that was through sicknesses, if that was through, there is like certain, they call this thing soul swapping. Some people go through soul swaps when they go through car accidents, when they go through traumatic experiences, sometimes cancer, and people swap souls. Your contract gets revoked, and you get a new contract due to what happened. Sometimes those big like, I don't even know, those big lessons actually are a part of the divine contract. So even when you go through those things, it's all a part of the destiny. So I say that to say, whatever you have, you could be bipolar, schizophrenia, you could have low self-esteem, you could feel whatever the case may be. Your spirit guide says whatever you came here for, however you were, you are here for a reason, and you're being reborn again in some type of way. What's the death card here for you? The Nine of Pentacles. There was some type of discipline here that you had to learn. It's kind of like realizing here that you are the son of God, right? Or the woman of God. Let's just say the man of God, right? So when you're living your life and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna just live my life, boom, bam, bang, don't care, living life wild, and then you realize that you have a divine purpose and everything just changes. It's just like that. Everything changes. There's something about your perception and the way that you're doing things that's changing for the best. Now this could have been due to, because the Nine of Cups fell on the floor like this on reverse. This could have had to do with like a delay when it came down to a promise, because this is my promise card. So the fact that the promise is in reverse is letting me know that there could have been a lot of things that were distractions. That was the lessons of Saturn is very harsh. Okay, it's not easy. All right, but it comes with rewards when you pass those lessons or when you go through those lessons here, right? I'm not going to try to make this too long because I got things to do. But what's this alpha here? The alpha, gift of guidance. What is this here? The magician, the justice, and then we have here the Eight of Swords. So, this is definitely letting me know that you guys had to manifest, because where you're going right now is the alpha. So that's all about you guys taking action and realizing there needs to be justice and something here that might have been even confining you. This is kind of giving me like big like Cinderella vibes, or like, being such a light being and being put in places that doesn't resonate with that frequency, if that is sort to say. The justice, the injustice that was done in some type of way came through you transforming yourself. I know this might sound crazy, but it will make sense later, I promise. You had the Page of Pentacles. So maybe you were always giving to something. You were always giving. It's kind of like playing the role of a servant when you really are the master. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're undermining your purpose in some type of way. So when you're giving to others, which you could be giving to yourself, because you know that what you're doing, it's giving, it's reflecting, because anything that you touch is growing, then that means you have the same ability to do that within self. But in the end game, you was getting the backlash of what was supposed to be reciprocity in some type of way, but that wasn't in the case. So now it's really like stepping up to the plate and being like, nah, I'm not gonna let you destroy me. I'm not gonna let you stop me from my prophecy. I'm gonna go and step into that alpha mode, and that has a lot to do with you unwinding and kind of even revising, in a sense, because you have to revise. How did you get yourself? It's like being His Majesty, right? Emperor Haile Selassie I. You speak of him. This fragile, skinny man was able to conquer strategically his enemy through love. So it's kind of like, I'm gonna get you to come to. He had the enemy come to his house and had his people go to his property and his land and burn it all down. So as his enemies in his house, his enemies like, why is he invited me here? I'm gonna come. Food, everything. His Majesty had it all. Food, woman, everything. The army was there. Everybody having fun. His Majesty had his army go to his land and burn it all down. That is strategically the art of war. Oh, when I was before I got on here, the reason why I was like 2 minutes late is because I was getting Lavender together, and then Lauryn Hill kept playing in my head, and she just kept on saying, "You might win some, but you just lost one." And so I had to play the song, so I was jamming in here. But I kind of feel it this way in a sense. They might win some, but they just lost one, and that one is one of ones. So even if they have all, that all doesn't add to that one. And I hope you understand, but maybe you won't. But those who get it will. So even in the flesh, whoever this is might have all, but they still don't have one of ones. One of ones. They can have it all, but they don't have one of ones. So you might want to listen to Lauryn Hill, that song, Lost One, because that's going to be the name of this video. They might win some, but they just lost one. Period. That's all I have to say. So Gifted Insight is the overall energy after Saturn transitions, is the Epiphany card, the Gift of Insight. So a lot of gratitude at this time, a lot of crying, a lot of releasing. You could be crying a lot, which is really good. Let the tears, actually use your tears for spells, okay? Use your tears to make wishes, in a sense, okay? If you ever watched Shrek, that was Shrek, which one was the fairy? She used the tears to pop up. That shit is really true, okay? You use your tears to make shit happen. What is the gift, the insight, the temperance, the Seven of Cups, and then the Lover's card, okay? So, this is giving me a lot of, okay, so this has a lot to do with your partnerships, okay? So some guys are, the Saturn has a lot to do with your ascendant, but for some reason here, the main ending is all about the people that you're around. The Seven of Cups, I mean, that is an organization, that's Scorpio energy, so it's, what is this? Yeah. The Five of Pentacles, of course. So this is a time of release. The epiphany is that you need to release the things that no longer serves you anymore. The shiny things, right? The big booties, the fat asses, the big titties, the big dicks, the shiny things, okay? All of that is kind of like mundane when it comes down to the physical form, right? But when you think about long term, that is not, it doesn't even, it's not even like, it doesn't matter, is what I would like to say. It does not matter, okay? I was just talking to someone, and we were building last few days, and then we were talking last night. The other day I was talking about, like, after the children, I would like to, like, get my whole, like, get a whole mom body done, right? And he was like, well, like, why? You don't have to do that, whatever the case may be. But, that's up to everybody's discretion. But it wasn't until that night I got off the phone. And then I came across a video that had a lot to do with meeting your soul, your soulmate, and the soul friendships, the soul people that you're supposed to be here. If you alternate your body, they aren't going to be familiar with the body form that you're in. So it's kind of like you shapeshift and then you miss the destiny. You miss the destination because you shapeshifted your body, in a sense. I don't know. It's weird, but if you're into it, you're into it or not. So anyways, getting back to this. y'all are realizing here that the things, certain shiny shit is not going to. The epiphany is that all that is nothing at all. All that is nothing at all. And as much as that seems, it's like even the shiny things get dull after a while. It's more on the strength of the key and how powerful that tool is for something here to work. Yeah, so big major lessons here with that Six of Swords for you guys. Big lessons, big things happen. And you guys are going to be learning some very, very, very informative and healing and loving and even releasing things that no longer serves you. That's the epiphany. Okay, the epiphany is the gift of insight. Whatever has worried you, whatever has been holding you back will be releasing. Okay, listening to your inner voice. And it's like I said, the name of the video is going to be, you might win some, but you just lost one. And I definitely am feeling like it's someone else's loss. Definitely after you become who you were always meant to be. Okay, because you're not at the highest potential of who you will be within the ending of this year. If you apply the messages you're going to learn. Okay, so yeah, I know it did have a list. Did I do that? Did I miss this? Sorry, you guys. Hold on. Okay, I missed it. One card came out and I wanted to build on it, but yeah. Okay, so with that being said, you guys, I will kind of give you some advice and then I'm off this, okay?
Sun, moon, and stars. Greetings, suns and moons, and of course I have opened up all my stars. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the mothership. I do appreciate the likes, the donations, the shares, the confirmations you send me through email, the positive energy you show me, the positive energy you show yourself, and overall the positive way you show up in the planet. Now with that being said, let's get in there like a swimwear. All right, so we're definitely talking about a change, okay? Something being eclipsed out, something needing to be eclipsed out, most definitely with eclipse in Taurus and moon in Capricorn. Some of you may benefit from watching the Taurus or Capricorn reading, whether or not if you have those elements highly aspected in your chart and or someone involved in the situation has those elements. This is about knowledge of self, being self-aware, completing the chapter, okay, overcoming obstacles,